Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Idham bin Muhammad FARID with matrix number 2019-424012, and in these occasions I would like to thank to our lecturer Madam Azmahani for her lecturing during ODL and also guide us to finish these group assignments within given time.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad NORISAM from the 505A with matric number 2019253464.
My name is Muhammad ARIEF KAMARUL bin ZAID and my ID matric 20192561A.
In these presentations, we would like to discuss about stress issue among students due to ODL. Based on the syllabus, this is related with Chapter 8, which is healthcare. The COVID-19 pandemic has disrupted economic stability, stress level, and our daily routines. Due to this pandemic, it was affected the teaching and learning structure, which it is shifted from conventional classroom educations to fully online with ODL that has affected the student mentally. As general input from the seminar Minda Sihat Bermula dari saya that I have joined, I have learned healthy physical and mental is important as having healthy body and mind. Generally, our discussions is focusing on mental issue among youngsters. Stress, anxiety, and depressions has been serious mental issue among youngsters with ages from 12 until 25 years old that consists of students and teenagers. Then we are also highlight the effect of ODL and the COVID-19 pandemic. Do you know what is ODL? ODL is open distance learning that called as distant education or e-learning. It defines as an online learning form of education with the use of various technologies to facilitate student-teacher and student-student communications and physical separations of teacher between students during instructions. We can disagree. The common ODL challenges are limited access, connectivity, and the speed of the internet that causing pressure and stress to students. Stress problem could be the factor to main disease, which are hypertension or heart problem, severe depressions, stroke, and lung disease. Besides, around 25% until 30% of Malaysia populations are rising to have anxiety. Moreover, WHO estimated 264 million people globally are affected by depressions, and women are more affected than men.
So I will be presenting the social problem that will lead to the mental health issue, which is stress. So the first social problem is stress overload. As a student, I admit that during this online distance learning, we have a lot of assignment that we need to done within the time given. So sometimes we don't have a sufficient sleep hour because we need to finish the assignment given. So other than that, we have another commitment, which is as a student who online distance learning at home, we have another commitment which is toward our housework, which is we need to help our parents, which is clean the house, cook, and so on. So another than that is by joining the association or club in our program, it will add more tasks that we need to do, which is handling a program. So when there are a lot of assignment or tasks that we need to done, it will affect our mental health, which is stress. So the next social problem, which is the family problem. The family problem also could lead to the stress for the student who studies at home. So for example, there are few families assuming that their children who are staying in the room for a whole day is doing nothing while their children is studying or have a online class. So the next one, which is the a family who fight each other, and this also could lead to distress because the student doesn't have anyone to talk with when they have a problem due to the online distance learning. And the next one, which is the family high expectation towards their children academics. Their family expect high because they are assuming that the way that they study, which is study at home, is easier.
Refer to the previous slide. There are three factors that we will discuss, which are organizations, personality, and lifestyle. The first one is organizations, which is considered as external factor. This organization factor refer to higher educational institutions, which is they are implement transformation of learning system due to effect of COVID-19 pandemic. Then 360-degree educational syllabus change, where online learning have substituted the traditional educational methods. From these situations, students will feel more vulnerable to spontaneous, inevitable academic change. Some of students also deny and disagree with ODL implementation but compelling to continue their study with feeling of stress due to its challenging and their different situations. The next factor is personality. Personality is considered as internal factor of stress. Personality characteristic of student can be seen on skill or ability using technologies effectively for learning, student motivations, and communications quality in the teacher-student system. And this shows some of students facing technologies application problems for ODL, lack of motivations, and didn't get the learning objective effectively due to less efficient communications between teacher or lecturer and students. Indirectly, this lack of good attitude and personality can bring stressful trouble during ODL. The last one is lifestyle, which is internal factor that can influence an individual to feel stress. As we have experienced before due to this pandemic, stay-at-home period spur a great deal of discomfort and distress. Then, as an example, those who have infected or suspected with COVID-19 are suffering with home quarantine. Same goes when we have situations of full MCO. Then the abnormal patterns of sleeping and eating that may happen during ODL make them not feeling well physically and mentally. Then feeling loneliness as students can meet their classmates face to face during study also lead to the mental issue. Last but not least, students also struggle to get the internet connections, especially the situations of students from rural area.
So the next one, which is the data or the example of the cases. So there are few studies that stated the students are stressed due to the online distance learning or online learning method. So based on the study that I have found, it stated that students are stressed because they are not coping well with their studies because there are no engagement within the teachers and students. So according to the study in Malaysia, which is the data was collecting from 486 students in different universities in Malaysia, about 67% of them stated that they are stressed due to the online distance learning, while another 25% stated that they are not stressed due to the online distance learning. So probably for those who are not stressed, they might have a good environment which could not make them stressed due to the online distance learning. Next is, according to the Ministry of Education in Malaysia, he stated that 51.2 students in Malaysia are stressed because there are lack of interaction with the teachers and the classmates. Can't be denied that the interaction with the teachers in the class is much better than the interaction during the online distance learning. So the students are stressed because they are lack of guidance by the teachers and classmates. They also stated that the online distance learning is much harder than the physical class. The next one, which is the study from the other country, which is from the Lucknow-based Springdale College. It is stated that about 54 until 58% of students have reported the issues like physical strain, eyesight trouble, fatigue, and obesity due to the online distance learning. They also stated that they are stressed due to the online distance learning. So basically, online distance learning have a big impact toward our mental health, which is stress.
The first help we suggest to students to get is from social media platform. This is because everything was in their fingertips. Nowadays, many professional people such as psychological, secretariat and doctor who are expert in stress management issue have their own social media account. Students can follow up these people to get the information they are looking for. Sharing content in media social also very interesting and attractive for students to watch and read. In the same time, students can enjoy the video and have better understanding about stress issue. Example of the media social they can use is Facebook, Instagram or TikTok. By the way, if there is something that students want to ask, they can use their social media account to ask their professional people. By the way, students can generally add comment at the public chat or to ask this question or text the message to them through the personal chat. Next is counselor. If there any student who need to face-to-face talk, counselor is the answer. This is because every school or university colleges have been provided with their own counselor, not only experienced in dealing stress, but counselor also is one of the person that have better understanding about student feeling, since they are one of the person that close to student. Last but not least, it is Mercy Malaysia. One of the services they offer is to help the people who have the mental health, including the stress issue. Students can contact Mercy Malaysia helpline to get some advices, especially on how to overcome the stress problem. This helpline will be conducted by the people who have been trained to deal with the stress management problem. The first step we recommend to students is to take break by do some physical activity. As we know, exercise is very good to be practiced in order to make sure our healthy in good condition. But most of the people do not notice that exercise also can reduce stress. According to Chris Stocker, founder of Mind Body Project, doing an intense workout for a short period of time requires a ton of focus, which keep your mind to be more concentrate. Indirectly, student mind will not be think about the problem that make them stress out. This show that students do not have to take too much time to do exercise. Just take 10 to 20 minutes is already enough, as it can give rest to our brain. The example of the exercise the student can do is jumping jack, running around, push up, yoga and tai chi. Next step is students should get enough sleep. Many students are like to stay up at the late night to do their work such as presentation, quiz or assignment. Meanwhile, some students are their habit to sleep late. When they sleep late, they actually do not get enough sleep, because in the morning they need to wake up early. This will cause their body become weak and make their mind do not get enough rest. According to National Sleep Foundation, it suggests that college students that age between 18 to 25 years old have to sleep between 7 to 9 hours. Therefore, sufficient sleep can help students to gain more new energy and prepare themselves for upcoming day. Another step we recommend to students is to practice to eat a healthy diet. Eating is not less important to reduce stress. Majority of students like to consume junk food and carbonated drink when they have the problem or emotional issues. These food normally have high sugar that can weaken the student ability to control their emotion. Not only that, students also need to reduce their habit to eat the fast food such as McDonald's, KFC and pizza. So students should change their behavior and consume more healthy food in their daily life, such as eat more lot of fruit and vegetable. According to Matthew J. Conscience, a senior research scientist at Abbott, she recommends that the best way to build a healthy food diet is by prepare the food through cooking at home. This is because we can get the enough quantity of food for our body, while for quality in terms of sugar, oil and salt, we can reduce it in our food. Overall, healthy food can lead to healthy body and emotion.
So as a conclusion, the pandemic COVID-19 really gave a big impact to everyone, since we have to adapt with the new norm. The pandemic COVID-19 also could give an impact towards our mental health, especially for students. The student might face online distance learning that could lead them to be more stressed. There are a few factors that could make students stressed due to the online distance learning. So even though this pandemic is giving a big impact towards our mental health, we still can do something in order to overcome the problem. I think that is all from us. Thank you so much for watching.